Good afternoon, yes, it's good afternoon, my darling planners. I hope you all are all well and good. Let me send out to some lovely peoples by the time. Let them know we are on, ready to start the thing now. Hi darlings. How you all going as we start the awesome month? Those of you who are not aware, I celebrated my birthday yesterday, so I'm still in the vibes, still vibes in it, still vibes in it. Yes, the madness is still happening. So today is our 20th episode. Yeah, I had to think just now. Today is our 20th episode. All about money talks, where we have simple interviews with entrepreneurs discussing their businesses, their struggles they went through, the importance of putting certain structures in place before they start the business. And I'm more using this as a media to help young and upcoming entrepreneurs understand the process it takes to run a business. Running a business is not, okay, I get up this morning, I'm going to run my business and everything going to be smooth. No, it's not about that. You will definitely have ups and downs. You will definitely have good days. You will definitely have bad days. You will have days you want to throw your hand up in the air and say, I give up with this thing, let me go back to corporate life. You will have those days. So the purpose of this life is really and truly to show you, no matter what level you are at, you still have those ups and downs. You still have those valleys to go into. You still have those lovely highs, right? So if you do want your story to be heard and for more people to know about your business, you can always send us an email at admin@destinypartners.tt, and we will definitely schedule you into one of our live features, right? Right now I kind of toss up in between if I should have it twice, because I'm getting a lot of people asking to do it. So maybe I might have it twice a week instead of just one day a week. I just see how I could change around my schedule to make sure it is doable, right? So if you guys, we are waiting on our feature guests to come in right now. Let me see. I just saw a message pop up. Let me see. No, she hasn't reached us yet. So let me write in. Because I know some you all may not be aware of what it is all about. So I'm making sure I write in. Today feature guests. Hello, how are you? How has this is the 6th week, right? Yeah, I think it's the 6th week into the new year. How has the year been so far for you, lovely entrepreneurs? How has the adjustment been? Moving, especially I know plenty people are fretting about this. No carnival. But how do you move from that point? Right? How do you move from that and understanding what else to do? I have noticed a lot of catering businesses actually having giving people options for those who are going to virtual parties to actually purchase their goods, which I find that is the coolest idea ever, right? So I want to really and truly applaud those caterers who are doing those awesome things and coming up with new ideas. Yes, we have to be able to adjust and be flexible with whatever hit us, right? So those of you who normally play bass or carnival, as we call it here in Trinidad and Tobago, what you do with your carnival? Or what did you do with your carnival money? Did you put it away for, or invest it in some sort of education plan? Did you put it towards maybe a kid's education plan, maybe a pension plan, insurance? What did you do with your carnival money? All those carnival babies. Tell me what you do with your carnivals, because you have one or two fets, but it's not expensive like normally, and that taking out the amount of money that you usually take out. So the money you would have spent for, let us say, go and do the hair, get the outfits and all that. What you do with that extra money that you would have normally spend? Let me hear you. Yeah, put that in the comments. I will definitely do another thing on that maybe tomorrow. I want to hear what you all do with all the carnival. We are still waiting on our feature, I guess. I don't know if she's having technical difficulties. You know how the internet gods love to give us trouble. Let me see if I've seen any message coming. Okay, no messages coming. So, yes, I was asking, what are those carnival babies doing with their money that they don't usually, that they can't spend? Hi, darling. Hi. Welcome. You all don't forget to introduce yourself. Say what you do, what service or product you give. So someone inside here will definitely need your services. So you all write up, please write up. Say what you do, where you can be found, what service you render, what product you're giving. All here is to advertise. Here's advertising time. Yes. And don't forget to share. But back to the most important question. What are you carnival babies do with your money? Tell me where you all are spending all your money. What you did with your money. Are you keeping it? Hi, babes. Are you keeping it? Did you reinvest it? Did you put it in a pension plan? Did you maybe put it aside for education later for yourself? What are you doing with your money? Oh, you're not hearing? Okay. Well, my volume is right up. Hold on, Yeah. Can you hear me now? Tell me if you're hearing me now. Tell me. Give me a thumbs up, some hearts. Tell me if you're hearing me. Oh, look how feature gets reach. Finally. Right. Tell me if you're hearing me. Yes. Okay, good. All right. So maybe how far I was from the mic. Sorry about that. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. So guys, this is the lovely Cassia. She is the owner of, oh gosh, I forget the name already. Forgive me. She know the new name.
It's
What
okay.
brains?
It's from basic to branded
Right.
consultancy.
Yes. And she's here to share with us her journey, how she started, why she started all her dramas, and also give us a little insight on some little tips, some nuggets. She will slap us some nuggets. Don't worry, she's like that. And we're here to have fun. Remember that we're here to have fun. We're here to help you enjoy your journey as an entrepreneur, because it's all about you enjoying your journey and making sure you do it with style. Literally, we have to do it with style, because we will have the ups and downs, but at least we can have the ups and downs in style. Agree?
I agree. We must be passionate about what we're doing.
Correct. So let her take over the table now and tell us a little bit about her and what she does. And don't forget, you all continue to share. Let's make this life miserable today.
Thanks for having me on. Okay, so I am Cassia Marina. I am an ex-graphic designer turned brand strategist and coach, helping female entrepreneurs with service-based businesses develop a strategy to build their business and brand to thrive online. So when I say service-based businesses, it could be like you are an event coordinator. You have an events business, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
service-based, lawyers, architects. You could even be a doctor who wants to have a private practice, but you want to build your visibility through personal branding. I help
Right.
people with that. Coaches, so when we think coaches, we only think like business coaches, but no, it could
Mm-hmm.
be fitness coach, all different types of coaches, therapists, you get the gist. But
Okay.
primarily service based
Mm-hmm.
and female entrepreneurs. Like that is
Okay.
my sweet spot when it comes to the people that I work with.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So you mostly work with females. No males at all. No males at all. No males in the mix.
Um, so like that's my ideal client. Um,
Right.
and it's important to be in touch with who your ideal client is.
Correct.
And it's
Correct.
not to exclude anybody, but experience will tell you, who your ideal people
Correct.
are. Every
Correct.
brand have a tribe. And
Mm-hmm.
this is essentially people who you serve best, right?
Correct.
Men, I may hear out your project, and if we vibe and I feel like it's a good fit, then
Mm-hmm.
sure. But I prefer to just put that out there as the focus.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
And
Yes. Because
somehow, when you put that out there, it makes them want to like, well, now I can make her change my mind. That kind of mindset. But we wouldn't go there. We wouldn't go there.
I'm not gonna ask if you don't have some that will come to you and say, but so let me see if you can still work together. That kind of attitude, you will get that.
Yep, yep, we
You
have
know, you
one.
will definitely get that.
And not just with me, yeah, with other businesses who say that that's their core market, that tends to
Mm-hmm.
be the response.
Correct, correct, correct. Because they always want to come and prove you wrong. Okay, you could
Yeah,
work with us
it's a
too.
challenge. It's the same thing in like personal, it's a challenge.
So true, so true. We can't. I think it's yes, it's maybe a gender, but I'm not. I don't want to go down the gender
No, 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 we can't go
line.
there.
We ain't going down the gender avenue, but it's sort of like if you are someone who love to take challenges, that would definitely be something you'll be jumping on. You will
Mhm.
want to see, and let me see how I can break this, or make a
Yeah,
point to say I'm better than. But you can't help it. You can't help it.
can't help it. And it's really just a business thing, right? You have to.
Correct.
And there are other ways to define your ideal client. It's not just gender. There are specific things that you look
Yes.
for. And this is
Yeah.
like also a classic branding lesson. It's like the
Correct.
first part of identifying your brand is knowing who do you serve. And in the
Okay.
beginning, it's fine to work with all types of people because that's how you
Mm-hmm.
discover who is the best fit for you and who you are the best fit for. So it's not only about
Correct.
about them.
Correct. 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 And that way you will to know, okay, how your product will be responding to that, or your service will be responding to that type of person. So you'll be able to say, okay, yes, that is definitely my market. You're not gonna change the formula. That's my formula right there. Get it? It's working, and I
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
You,
A
you know
big
me and my
mistake
market.
branding or marketing a business is that we think we are here to serve everyone. And
Correct. Correct.
we first need to understand that no, you don't serve everyone in a business. It may seem that way at first, but you have your ideal people, and I want to focus on people understanding that there's an ideal.
Correct. Correct. So let's hear the story why you start this whole thing. What was the purpose of you starting this whole business?
Uh,
What inspired this entire
I feel like
thing?
we skipped a bunch of questions before we got to that.
Well, you have to say what was the urge of it? What was the great need?
All right. Well, basically, I wanted to and needed to liberate my own self, right?
Right.
So I know the question before this would have been like, what is the brand identity? So let me answer that because it actually leads straight into like what started it. And that is the core values of my company. It stands for helping women find, liberation and just to be free through their business, doing something they are passionate about, right? So you're doing something that you're passionate about, but you are also able to make your own money and dollars from it. Both are
Correct.
important.
Correct.
You want to have sustainability, but you also want to be passionate about it. And so
Correct.
why I
Correct.
started is because I myself wanted and needed to liberate myself from soul-sucking jobs. You know,
Right.
and I hated and felt like you constantly had to be dependent on this job or this way of doing things, because it's not just about the job, it's the way of doing things, it's the way of living.
Correct.
And
Correct.
I felt like that just didn't align for me. I felt as though like there have to be more to life than just waking up every day and going through this routine and paying the bills. Like, this does not fulfill me. I need to be fulfilled. So it's like,
Correct.
how can
Correct.
I be fulfilled and make a living for myself, and to just not be dependent on anybody? So, you know, a big part of the whole boss lady concept, which, you know, you'd have
Right.
been remember that from a couple of years ago, it was to now not depend on anybody for anything. Specifically at the time, it was like, don't depend on a man. But it's not to depend on anybody. You don't want anybody to be like telling you this or that,
Oh
or
boy.
just always feeling like you're trapped in whatever it is that you feel trapped in.
True.
And, you know, at the end of the day, we live in a material, not a materialistic, but a material world, and you
Mm-hmm.
need to live and experience life. That's just
Correct.
what it is. And in
Correct.
order to free yourself from whatever you are trapped in, you need money. If you want to
True.
go and live your best life in France, or you want to travel the world, like, all of these things require money, you know. So
Correct. Correct.
you feel trapped in a city, or you might feel trapped in a country or a state, or you might feel trapped living in your parents' home, or whatever your reality is, money is what's going to help you have options. And it's
Correct.
and it's
Correct.
this phrase that is it's not the love of money, but it's what it's the
But
freedom. It's the freedom that I'm
yeah,
after.
that's what I'm not gonna say. It's the freedom you
That's
get.
the quote,
It's the
you know.
freedom you get from having the money to do what you want to do, or maybe what you need to do. One or the other.
That too, what you need to do.
You
So
want
some
could come
people
after, but the
need,
need is important.
yeah, yeah.
The need is important. The need is important, and making sure that you can, like, to accomplish the goals that you want to. 'Cause, you know, as you rightly say, you have so many things that you have in your mind. Sometimes you want to do one, and then you have to realize, oh gosh, I ain't had the money to do that. What am I doing first? So you really have to decide, okay, what is my priorities? What makes sense to start first?
And this is
Correct?
like being on this platform with you, like, you deal with money, and
Correct.
you know, the mindset around money is a whole topic by itself. I
Correct.
tend to demonize, you know, the love and appreciation of it, but that's just how it goes. It is what it
True.
is. There's no
True.
free pass. You know, you want to
True.
give your kids opportunities. You know, it requires money, and nobody else is going to give it to you.
Correct, correct. You have to work for it. As you rightly say, we have to put in the work, and how you put in the work is matters. So you really have to go all the way out. It's not something like you're gonna get up in the morning and say, "Oh gosh, how am I gonna make this money?" No, you have to
Yeah, the
plan.
government is not going to give it to you. Nobody's going to
Correct,
for you. Like, it just doesn't work like that, and we
correct,
really need to shift our perspective on the way that we look at it. We can, and there's this thing where we feel like it's either or. No, you can be humble and
correct,
still want to live a life of abundance, or love money, or like money, because again,
correct,
it's not about the actual love of it, but it's what
correct,
it
correct,
is for you. And again, it's
correct,
all about just having options.
correct, correct. And this is the true fact is about the options, which people don't really take that in consideration. The option was the option of having the money compared to when you don't have it. There's always a priority.
It's
If you don't have
option.
it, you can't do something.
Can't do something. You know, it could be,
Correct.
hey, you know, I want to take a drive down Shagaramas, but you have no gas in your car.
Correct. How you going?
It's as simple as these little things.
Correct. Correct.
It's
Because like
just
before you came in, I was asking all the carnival babies, what are you all doing to all your money that you can't spend to go fetch? Where's that money going now? What are you contributing it to? Simple as that.
it's a huge
Option.
opportunity to do something else with it,
Correct. Correct. Correct.
whatever
Correct.
that may be for you. And but hopefully, like you said, some to enjoy, and help you cope with the depression of not having this
Correct.
season, but
Correct.
also set aside that, hey, this is so much that I'm saving that I could do
Do
something.
something.
Try to be intentional. That's what else, to
Correct.
be intentional.
Correct. It's so true. It's so true. We have to impart that knowledge more to people, especially now, as you're rightly saying, this most people are so depressed. We have to be considerate about this mental stability because everybody, like, yes, it have some people that cannot function without having a party, and then have some people, me really don't care. Yes, I can stay in my house and be normal. So we have to take into account of everybody. We cannot be selfish. This is not a time to be selfish. So even if, like, before I came on, I just saw a post where I don't know what part of the country it was, but for happiness, he went and just went and cut some bush or whatever and just put it in the back of his back, and that was his mask jumping around in the middle of the road with music. So that was his happiness, right? So if that means that is how you enjoy your carnival, so be it. So
So
you
true.
really have to learn to be creative at this point in time and learn to find ways to release that energy, release that
Yeah,
stress, everything. You
yeah,
have to find creative ways. You have to be a little more creative. And speaking to a creative, we know we could definitely do more of that.
yes, definitely.
We need more
But I mean,
creative ideas,
just,
more creative
it's
ideas to
it's a lot of people have, and I just have them in my thoughts. You know, this period from now till next week, we just have to give people a space to mourn it.
correct. We have to because we know they're going to feel it. I'm not even going to see it today, but you know we're going to. Right, we definitely going to see. So let me hear one of your lessons, whether it was good or bad, that taught you to some endurance to keep moving.
Ooh.
It would have to be plenty. She she have a long list.
You have your mental health. Everything starts in your mind and ends in
Correct. Correct. So
your mind.
true.
We hear a lot of things start in your mind, but also ends in your mind. So if you tell us that we can't do something, it's not gonna happen. And just the
True.
same way, negative things start. You know, it's so easy for it to start.
True.
And the positive things, it's so easy for it to just die right here. And be like,
True.
no, I can't do that. Or in time when? But anyway, to answer the question, my biggest lesson is, I think I would say it's your mental health and for me personally, stillness. So sometimes you
Okay.
have to detach yourself from the space of entrepreneurship, which is very active,
Right.
and that space is usually online. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to more than focus on your achievements, because when you are in the
Correct.
valley and things don't seem like it's happening, you have to remind yourself of your greatness. So that might be go back and read old messages, fan
Correct.
mail, the positive
Correct.
things people might have said, your
Correct.
testimonials, your reviews. Like, it's so easy to, like, people tell you it and you feel really good, and then it feels like nothing is happening or nobody is
Correct.
noticing you. But you have to
Correct.
keep showing up and not give up. So
Correct.
stillness, mental health, rest, and rest could even just mean allowing yourself to feel bad. You know,
Yeah.
take a weekend and just sit with your emotions. So that's what I mean by stillness, because, like, I always would say, you know what, I don't know why I'm doing this. Let me just stop. And I always tell people that it never stops. It's just a break. So give yourself
Correct.
a break.
Correct.
Yourself a break. And then just, you might stay and lay in bed for days. And then one day you're just like, all right, let me get up and go and do something. And you just find yourself back. Because that's when you really love what you do and you're passionate about it. You can't see yourself
Correct.
doing anything
Correct.
else.
Correct.
It just means that you need a break to step back from it.
Correct. And that is true because it's important for you to know when it's time to take a break. Like, as you rightly mentioned, like for me, I will know when it's time for my break. Somehow the brains can't think no more about numbers. I don't want to hear nothing. I get irritated. All right, I need to take that break. You have to listen to your body as well because your body does give out messages.
So true.
Whatever your messages are, you have to learn to listen to your body because your body will tell you, hey, what? Not fit me, not for me. That is enough. That is enough. I don't want to see the computer. I don't want to see a book. I don't want to see numbers. And when it is for me now, a client come and call me when I am on my vacation. Oh God, no, I really can't do it. My brain's reach is max of taking what it needs
You
to
have to
take.
know
That's
what
it.
it's.
Correct. And that's the importance of the boundaries, which people don't really understand. I read the book must about 3 times just to make sure I wasn't mad.
Listen, I think boundaries is my word of the year because that has been coming up for me since the end of last year. And then it just
Okay.
so happened, everything just worked out where I wanted to interview a therapist to just explore the mental health around entrepreneurship on my podcast. Yes, I have a
Mm-hmm.
podcast. It's called Tea Time, the podcast. You can find it on all of the platforms. Just search Tea Time with Cassia Marina. It will show up, or you can check the link in my bio after the end of this video to go find it. But I'm so happy to say that we did like a pre-call today, and like these are the notes from the call about the things we're gonna talk about. So I'm so happy and excited for my listeners to learn about boundaries as it pertains to business and the whole mental health around entrepreneurship because we don't talk about it enough. You know, just
Correct.
mental health on a whole is so taboo,
Correct.
and
Correct.
while these are things I touch on my podcast, I really wanted to bring on, you know, a trained professional around mental health, which is a
Mm-hmm.
therapist, to talk
Mm-hmm.
about it. And it just worked out. I just found her page, and the content she was posting in her stories that week was about boundaries, and her feed was about boundaries. I think boundaries is a hot topic right now, especially
Yeah.
as we manage our own energy.
Correct. 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 It's true. And you rightly say your energy is important because when you see clients on a constant basis, it's a serious interchange of energies, and then you have to realize when
Yeah,
that
people
energy
don't
leave now, and then
understand.
you have to deal with your kids. In my case, I have to deal with the husband. It's like, come on, you need
And
that
people don't
outlet.
understand how much energy it takes to just do a call. You know, I have to
Correct.
put a limit. Like a year or 2 years ago, I could have comfortably do 2 to 3 calls a day, and now I could only do one because the kids are home.
Correct.
So that
Correct.
was additional. I don't want to say burden or strain, but it's something additional that you have to account for in your daily energy. We have
Correct.
to be so intentional with our time and our energy in
Correct.
this setting of the pandemic. And that's
Correct.
probably why boundaries is something that's coming up
So
as
often. Yeah.
a thing right now for everybody.
Correct. Correct. It's true because, as you rightly say, when for me when I initially started, people used to call, okay, now weird hours. And it's like, but I'm not answering the phone, but I'm still here the phone, in the back of your head, it's like, oh, what is annoying them answer the phone? And then I'm like telling them, but you're not giving them no practice. If they will call you after your working hours, that means they don't appreciate my time, no me. So here what? I have to pick up the phone now. And I literally went to the point of setting tones for my family members so I know, okay, it was them going.
So here's what I did for my sanity. We live in a WhatsApp society, and
Correct.
that's extremely draining on your energy when clients message you all hours, which I do it too, right? When I say I do it too, I do it, but I am not trying to encroach on somebody's boundaries. But
Correct.
yeah, sometimes you just remember now and you don't want to forget in the morning because
Correct.
you know when the
Correct.
comes, it's like a rat
Correct.
race. I just forget. And the same
Correct.
amount of night where you remember, oh, let me
Yes.
message this person, let me
I,
message
I
this
can
person. But
testify
when
to that.
I do, I am if I am doing it to others, and not everybody is like us, right? I would say, hey, you don't need to respond right now. Just send in this
Right.
now before you forget. Feel free to respond in the morning. And I always
Correct.
disclaimer if I'm sending messaging somebody for business and we don't know each other like that, but they use WhatsApp for business. For me, I don't use WhatsApp
Correct.
for business. I am an online business, and the proper way to do online business is through somebody's website. You use email.
Mm-hmm.
That is the official form of communication, right?
Correct.
Someone to be a client, we have our channel, a specific channel for that, right? What people use, the proper communication is Slack. But I don't use Slack because I don't want to burden people with an additional software.
Right.
My
Right.
software inside, my communication using the messages feature inside of my project management app, which is Asana. And you see, when you have things in WhatsApp, you have email, you have Asana, everything is disorganized. This is
Correct.
how
Correct.
keep things organized. There's a reason why I have things set up. So that's my boundary. And when I just couldn't take it anymore because it's like I told you all this over and over. I hired an assistant, so you have additional support. So even when
Correct.
I am done for the evening, I am spending the day with my kids, or I am attending to my kids at this point in time. That's what she is there for. She
Mm-hmm.
will via WhatsApp because that's internal and that's easy for me to do.
Correct.
Anyway, I set up an automatic responder so that when people, and it's not a typical responder, because I'm on phone, I can't get it, but it basically goes along the lines of, hey, if you're contacting me for business and you're a new client, you can reach me via my email, or if you're a current client, you can leave a message in Asana. For everything else, I'll reply soon. For my friends, no, I'll reply soon. Everybody else, if you're not friends, if it's business related, keep it in Asana. So I don't have to keep
Correct.
an awkward conversation of how we do things. It's there, so if
Correct.
you don't respond, you know why I'm not responding.
Correct. 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 And you don't feel
Because it
bad.
becomes a lot. You have all these messages, and then people have this way, like if you don't respond within a certain time frame, it's like, hey, did you get my message? Because
Yes. 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 You're hitting a nail
so
there. Hitting
it's
a
not
nail. It's true.
time.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Because even for myself, when if I message somebody, as you rightly say, if you remember something late in the night, I usually say, okay, so sorry for this late message. So is the case. We will talk in the morning and the conversation. But as you rightly say, when they do these lovely things, it's like, hello, what
And
is wrong?
it's about structure. It's
It's
just
true.
about
And it's
structure
right.
and efficiency. You know,
Correct. Correct.
not that anything goes. It's not to say that you don't get support or I'm not
Correct.
available, but that's a way to do things. And just like in personal life, you train people how to treat
Yes.
you or what's
Yes.
okay and what's not okay.
Yes, and that is true. That is so, and that is what more entrepreneurs need to understand, and also the clients that we serve or the customers that we serve. You need to understand, okay, this is my policies, this is my structures, this is how business is supposed to be done with my business. You could go by somebody else and their structure totally different, but my business is A, B, and C. Don't come and tell me, oh, well, this what I didn't ask you that. I asked you, tell you, this is how I do.
Everybody have their own process.
Correct. And you have to learn to respect one another. That's as you rightly say, structure is important, but also learn to respect the person and their own feeling, their business. You can't come
And
and say, okay,
it's also to say it's not like for us to get so caught up in our own minds as business
correct,
owners. There's a way to
correct,
respectfully give feedback and be like, hey, understand this is your process, but this is respectfully communicate and give feedback that,
correct.
I really appreciate if you could take this into consideration into updating your
Right,
process.
right.
This doesn't work.
Suggestions are good.
We do want your feedback, but we also have to know where to draw the line because we cannot
Correct,
processes to every client's whims and fancies.
correct,
Tell them
correct.
we're using 10 different apps because this client
Let
like
me
this,
go get
client like that, and it's not
it's
going to
true.
work.
We
Because
will be
at the end
all
of
over
the
the
day,
place.
when we leave the house and we go to Massy, we go to Wassa, we go to TN Tech, we have to fall in the line.
Correct. 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 You have to follow their structure. You can't change it and say, well, I don't want to do so. Or 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 like how you will see when you're going some of the ministries, people want to, as soon as they don't get their own way, they get on with their colorful behavior, and then all of a sudden they get service, right? But not only time you can do that.
Yes, exactly. And this is where it also comes back to your ideal client. If this works
Correct.
for a bunch of people and you notice a certain type of person always has a problem, that person is not your ideal client. So that means
Yeah.
that you are doing the
Yeah.
right thing because you are sort of weeding out the people who
You're
aren't
right. Right.
your fit.
Right. That
And
is
then
so
now
true.
you have to take that data and figure out how to inject that
Improve.
into your onboarding so that you could identify this person before they pay you money. Because it's kind of
Correct.
too late when they're already kind of, oh gosh, we're not a good fit. Now I have to fire this client. How about,
True.
but it takes time to get better at it. And when you are able to identify, I don't think we're a good fit, you know. We will work together, but you know, all the best. Hope you find the right person for you, or I could recommend this business seems to suit you better. And
And you
and
know
sometimes what you say
that's a
and
form of maturity as well.
that is not for the person. I feel like when you tell people no, they get offended and it's nothing offensive. You know, you have your SOPs and you know that hey, these are all the people who's a good fit. These are the signals and the people who aren't a good fit. There's somebody else
Correct.
better out there to serve you than me.
Correct.
You're
Correct.
doing me a
Correct.
favor by saying no.
Correct. Correct. But you that is a form of maturity for you as an entrepreneur, because then you are able to identify quickly, okay, this is not a good fit, as you rightly say so. It's not that you say move along, but are giving you somebody else to go to. So it's not that I'm leaving you hanging. I saying, okay, you could go over here, which is
Exactly.
what you have to learn to, as I really say, is a form of maturity, because you realize now we're not
And
mixing.
it says something about the person, the business's integrity, because it's like most people will be like, well, they pay me, I go take the money and work with them.
Correct.
You know? But the ability
Correct.
to say no is a big thing.
Correct. But it's not as my grandmother was just say, whenever you do something, always do it to your best ability. And if it's not fitting right, or you could do your best ability. Yes, I want the money, but it's just not fitting right. I just will feel uncomfortable. So hey what? Hey what? Nema advise you to go by Franklin along the road. He might more
He's more
be
your people. He's more your
correct.
people.
Correct. But you wouldn't say it like that, but that's exactly what you're doing.
But
You
that's
you
exactly
guide them in the right direction. You're not being disrespectful, but I'm making sure you understand, okay, we're not right. We're not right. It's just not
yeah,
right.
'cause on both sides of the coin, I feel like in business, as business owners, we feel we have to work with everybody who wants to work with us.
Correct.
And then as a
Correct.
customer, when you're selecting somebody to work with, you feel that you must work with the first person you come across or the first person who meets your budget. And sometimes you need to dig a little deeper than that. You need to
Correct.
ask the
Correct.
right
Correct.
questions. This is where
Correct.
people like us
Correct.
write blog posts that say
Correct.
4 things you need to consider before hiring.
Oh God, it's true. It's true. That is so
We do it
true. Because
ourselves.
as you rightly say, they live in this fantasy. Okay, I need to make X amount of money. So the first person I will give me X amount of money, I go with it. But when you start the work and then somewhere in between any damn project, God, this is more than I tell them, it's supposed to be X price. But that way we're supposed to do it was to sit down and have your structure, make sure you had the thing right before you're not running a parlor. It's a
Yeah.
business.
So what are my advice to business owners who are watching? If you are looking for a service, find out what are the right questions to ask besides the price.
Correct. Correct, correct, correct. And
So
that's
that
the
now
first thing
you
they
can
usually
be an
ask.
informed buyer. So then you can find the red flags of even like this person not legit,
That's to you.
or they may not do it to my liking, or
Correct, correct.
there's so many other factors to consider when choosing a business to do work with, whether it's for
Correct,
a service or to buy a product from.
correct. It's so
And
true.
even more important when it's a service-based business, because chances are this is something custom that's going to happen for you. It's a
Correct. Correct. It's so true. It's so true. And those are life lessons there that you won't get in a book. You won't get from an entrepreneur who went through it. Correct.
It's
Because
true. So yeah, I
not,
really can't
not
answer the question. What would I tell another entrepreneur?
yeah, because you technically hit it there. Because those are things you would not get in a book. You already have to go through it for you to actually understand. Okay, yeah, but that made sense. I didn't really know. You wouldn't know that as year one. Year one, you would have make most of your mistakes. So as you go down, you will start making sense. Okay, if I didn't know that,
That's
then
not
I would have done
that
it
you're
right.
there.
Correct.
Yeah,
But it's
because
not
it's
everything you
all
learn.
new to you in year one. And you're supposed
Correct.
to make mistakes so that you can learn.
Correct.
So that's another
Correct.
thing I'd say is don't beat yourself up over the mistakes.
Oh,
Sit down with the mistakes and do introspection and see, okay, what was the lesson? What am
correct.
I supposed to learn
Correct.
from this? How can I avoid
Correct. Correct.
the future? What do I
Correct.
need to change in my business so I don't encounter this again? Because it could
Correct.
be a bad experience with a customer. So you know, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
need to change the process, I need to do this better, etc., etc.
It's true. And as you rightly said, not everybody will sit down and do that evaluation analysis, whatever word you want to call it. They don't sit down and do that, actually, hey, this happened today or this happened during this year. Let me see what it is I did wrong and how to change it. Should I maybe outsource this? Should I talk to another entrepreneur to find out, okay, this is a good idea? As we always keep saying, support is important. You don't have to always get the support from home. You can get it from another entrepreneur. Sometimes something just click.
Some
Hey,
people
I
don't have
look
other
at you put some.
entrepreneurs, but keep in mind, some people don't have other entrepreneurs to talk to. So you
Correct.
might still be making friends or finding
Correct.
people who they can confide in, because that's a whole other conversation.
Correct.
Say,
Correct.
choose your friends wisely. You have to choose your business friends wisely too.
Correct. Yeah. As we always say,
I
the
wish I
tribe is
was too young to
important.
take a sip on that one, because that's some tea right there.
Yes. Yes, you have to know. You have to know who are the right people to have around you at all times. You have to have, because you have to have that accountability partner, as you rightly say. So they will help you push, and it should be a like-minded entrepreneur, not somebody just pick up. Oh gosh,
Yeah,
I
I need
like what
something.
she's doing.
I need a friend.
Correct. It's not about I need a friend. And sometimes you will fall into that because you go into that neediness and don't really look for these. Instead, look for a mentor, somebody who you could look up to and push yourself up. Yes, let me
Yeah,
hear your point. Let me hear your
a
point.
mentor. You need a mentor, and I would say that business coaches are worth it.
Correct.
In the beginning, if
Correct.
you don't have somebody, do invest in some type of mentorship program. Yeah, or a coaching program, because more often than not, especially like if it's a group format, the
Mm-hmm.
other people who are in the program, that's where you tend to find your business friends, because you attract the same types of people,
Correct. Correct. Correct.
folk kind of thing. So you
Correct.
start off with having a professional help, and then meeting other people through the group coaching, or if it's one-on-one and the coach has an event, make the effort to go. Or you could start off with attending different coaches events, because that is an easy way to figure out if this is the right coach for you. I think it's super
Correct.
important to be discerning even with that. Like, you have to be discerning with everything in life. So when you choose
Correct.
that,
Correct.
you have to make sure, and you're gonna burn tooth there as well, to be honest. But again, there
True.
will be lessons to learn from it. You will learn something.
And it's true. And you have to realize that every day is a new day to learn something. Whether it is on a family level, entrepreneur level, whatever level, you learn something. So as you rightly say, at least in every lesson you learn, every downfall or every up, make sure you learn your lesson. Write it down.
Yes, journal it out. Yeah, definitely. You should have a
Yeah,
book to just write stuff, write your thoughts.
correct, correct. Always write your thoughts because sometimes it wouldn't come now, but it could come a few years down the road. It could come next week.
We could
I could
even
tell you about that.
use notes app in your phone and just, as something comes to you, jot it down. Ideas,
Correct,
lessons, things.
correct,
Just always try to document it because sometimes you may
correct.
not have a pen nearby or a paper
Mm-hmm.
nearby, and you don't want to
Yep.
write on paper anyway because you'll lose it. So if your book isn't
Correct.
nearby, jot it down in your phone and then you go over it because those
Yeah, but
mistakes. Here's the next one. Makes good content, and I know people have to say, I don't know what to pause.
yes, yes,
Right?
yes.
That will be the content. Like, here's what I learned this week, guys.
Correct. And it's so true. It's so true. It's
So
so true.
yeah,
It's great content. It's really great content. And when you start with that, it'll be like, oh my goodness, when I was stopping, especially when the creative juices start flowing, sometimes when you make
you
those
want to
errors.
jot it down as it's fresh in your mind and it's raw,
Yes,
and write
yes.
it in raw emotion as you are right now, because that's as real as it gets. Don't
Correct.
go over it for like grammar, but try not to censor yourself.
Correct. And that's how you find your true
Authentic tribe.
clients. Yes, and your clients too. That's how you find it because then
Of
they
course,
realize,
when
okay, you're
clients
just
come
like
from
me.
tribe. Yeah. When you try
That's
to show up on social media as this perfect version of yourself, or you censor yourself, that is when the people who come to you is they're not the right fit. They
correct.
it just doesn't mesh well
It's a
for
workout. Yeah,
or
that
they
is so
work
true.
today or and then they're gone tomorrow. It's not like long
Correct,
lasting
correct, correct,
relationship.
correct. It's true. It is so true. It is so true. Because it comes like, as you rightly said earlier on, that self-discipline is really a key to keep me, have you moving. You have to have that self-discipline. If you don't have it, how you will be concerned? They will
Yeah.
always be falling, you will always fall. So you need to have that self-discipline. That self-discipline is key. Courage. It has been the hardest to find sometimes, but it is needed. It is really needed, really and truly needed. For those of you who just joined, this is lovely Cassia Marina of
From basic to branded.
Basic to Running. You see, I ain't going to learn that yet.
No worries,
So,
it will come. You could go follow that page. So I have my personal brand page, right? Which is, you'll find it somewhere right here. I think it's on top. But anyway, yeah, it's underscore Cassia Marina, and the company page is basic to branded. So with time, that page will be more populated with stuff, but follow it in the meantime.
okay, okay. So you all here, right? So all you here, all you know where you're going. So those of you who just joined, you have any questions you want to ask in the meantime? Because I am asking all the pertinent questions. You can always put it in. So we already went through her journey thus far. Well, parts of her journey, because we can't go through all her journey. That would be like more than an hour.
Yeah, I
So
can't believe it's almost an hour already. We've been chatting. My goodness.
for truth,
It's 6:49.
I didn't even check the time. And you see, we enjoying ourselves. We enjoying ourselves because it's interesting and intriguing. So and you all are learning. So that's the beauty of it. So like I'm gonna drop you this question. I didn't put it, so I drop in it.
What?
You know, one of our pet peeves that we just talk about. Both of us have courses, right? That we will give to you, lovely entrepreneurs, for you all to do it yourself. As I spoke about self-discipline,
Oh
you know
my.
what I'm some of earlier, we like to say, that we need or not need, but want the entrepreneur to give you that whole hand and for us to be accountable for you. Not that I'm not saying it's not good, but sometimes we as human beings have to understand you have to be self-disciplined,
You have to
follow
develop
through.
your self-discipline. Yeah.
Correct. You have to learn to follow through. And you know, it's not that we don't like to help you, but how would you learn if you don't do it for yourself?
Mm.
You have to put in the effort. You have to do the work. You need to do both.
Well, there's a thing that I learned where it's all well and dandy if you don't want to learn to do it yourself,
Correct.
but you have two options. You either spend the time to do it yourself, or you're gonna have to spending money
Correct.
to pay
Correct.
somebody to.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
Then there's another option that is becoming a little more mainstream, which is in between or done with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the course and we do it
Mm-hmm.
with you and guide you through the process.
Correct.
You either could go on two
Do the
ends of
time.
the spectrum, or you join the program that somebody might put together. So
Correct.
for example, in your case, you'll be a financial coach. And you sit
Right.
there and you join this group coaching program and you do it with them.
Correct.
So it really just depends on which option do you really want.
Correct. You have to,
You
and
have
anyhow
to
you
know
take it.
what is required. And
Correct.
the option, which is done DIY,
Right.
is dependent on you. Your success
Correct.
is dependent on you.
Correct.
This in the middle is still dependent on you because you are still
Correct.
doing it just with guidance.
Right. Correct.
This part here is responsibility of the person doing it for you. So it just gets done. But then
Correct.
what happens afterwards, depending on the service, it still might require you to have a little bit of know-how to maintain what the person built.
Correct.
With taxes, there's nothing that needs to be maintained afterwards, really, until it's next tax season again.
Correct.
But
Correct.
you need to know how to send an invoice and
managing your money.
track your expenses. And if you don't track the expenses, when next year comes and you are going to do the done for you option, your service provider cannot function without you giving them what they need to get.
True. And that is so true.
Your cooperation.
Correct. It does work hand in hand.
This is your business. So either you do it,
Correct.
or you have to have an assistant track all of that every day, every week, every month. So you have those records. But somehow it has to be done. And that's the thing. Business work is required.
Correct. You're holding many hats.
Step away from it because it's your business.
Correct. You're holding many hats, and you have to remember as many hats you're holding.
Yeah.
There's no way to get away from it. It's your business. You started it. So you have to see it grow.
Yes.
You have to see it grow. So when you put the seed in the dirt, you have to watch.
Even if you choose a done for you option, I still need to talk to you to make decisions. It's
Correct.
still your business.
Correct.
Do I want to use PayPal? Do I want to use Stripe? Do I want
Correct.
to use ePay? Like, you can't just go ahead and do whatever.
Correct. No, you still have to get the input. It's because at the end of the day, as you rightly say, it's your business. So you have to tell me, okay, what you want. What is your end product? What you want to achieve? What you want to achieve?
You can't just drop money in somebody's account and disappear.
Correct.
And then how things are coming out.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you're hitting some nails there. You're hitting some nails. And it's true. And I don't know why we do that. We have that mentality. Okay, what's going on? But you're supposed to come and be asking me, okay, anything you need help in? You need any clarification? Did you get everything right? Not what's going on. Not what's going on. It's a different type of questions is supposed to ask and not that.
Yeah, yeah. And these are all helpful tips. This is not client bashing, but these are just things
Correct.
that we see happen often, and we want to help you be mindful. It's not that,
Correct.
clients or customers are bad people, but these are the things,
No, you're not
these are the
aware.
simple things that happen. And again, because nobody teaches you these things ahead of time,
Right.
just don't know. And we on the receiving, and we see it every single day, not just on
Correct.
the receiving, but just being in business overall. We see it, and we just want to
Correct.
bring it to the forefront and bring light and shed light
Correct.
on the things that you guys
Correct.
could
Correct.
mind of it, so that you could know what to do or what not to do, and also be prepared as to what you might even experience, so that you could put
Correct.
processes or systems in place
In
to
place.
overcome
Yep.
yourself.
Yep. 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 And that is true.
So I'm
That's
always learning. Just in
correct.
January, I learned. I was like, okay, this was a slip up on my part. I'm going to take responsibility. So I told my
Correct.
assistant, what we're going to do if we don't hear from people, we follow up with them, ask them, do you have questions?
Correct.
Because if you
Correct.
then
Correct.
expect people to ask questions, okay, how can we avoid this moving forward? This person didn't know they
Correct.
could ask questions. Okay, well, we're going to make it
Correct.
known that you can ask questions, and we will ask you,
Correct.
do you have questions? So now that is
Correct.
built into our process, which is documented in Sana, because you cannot remember everything. So this is another
Correct.
aspect where you need to have the right systems, processes, and the apps to help
Correct.
you duplicate this process over and over again, so you have that quality experience, which
Correct.
this is essentially a module or a part of my framework. So this is the third framework so it's a 5-step framework, and this is the third step or module where we talk about curating brand experiences. And people might want to know what brand experiences. It's how you is the customer experience that is
Correct.
specific to each brand.
Correct.
You know, when you
Correct.
go
Correct.
Pennywise, what kind of brand experience they experience?
Correct.
The
Correct. Correct.
phone. I can reach that, that is a brand experience. You're familiar with that, right?
Correct.
You go into a super farm where you could walk down the aisle. It's very easy. You don't have to deal with attitudes. That's a brand experience. How do you
Correct.
create a brand experience? It's how you set up a business. It's the processes, all of that. So back to the
Correct.
point I was making about like having your systems or having your systems or the apps and stuff like that. Okay, how do we avoid this next time? We build that in so that we know, okay, next time we do this, after this step in the process, we will follow up in 1 week to ask them, hey, how things are going? Do you have questions? Do you feel lost?
Correct.
Etc.
Correct.
And
Correct.
document it, or else you're not going to have consistent brand experiences across each client or customer that comes in your business.
Correct. And you're rightly true, because that feedback is important. If you don't have that feedback, you will know, as you rightly said earlier on, you will know how you are going. So you will need to give yourself an analysis. Okay, this needs to tweak a little more. Here need to change. As you say, you experienced that in January, so that's why you realize, okay, they didn't know how they could have asked a question after the period. So now, okay, I'm informing you can. Again,
Yeah.
lessons you learn along the way, because not every day you will know everything.
And here's another one that's a lesson for internal and not just dealing with the customer, but
Correct.
as business owners, especially when you're afraid to ask for testimonial because you don't want to hear negative feedback.
Correct.
But I know that it's important to ask for the feedback. Another thing built in at the end of the process. So I know when I'm done, right, I have it built in to send out this phone or send out this email or ask a question at the end of the session. Hey, how was the process for you? And you could just make it organic as possible. Don't make it, hi, I'd like to send you a testimonial. Right? I want you to answer this testimonial. It just makes it this big thing. You just simply say, hey, how was your experience? How do you feel? That's the testimonial. I feel relieved. I feel this. And you document that, and that's your testimonial already.
Correct.
So
And that is important.
like that, documenting all the entire process from start to finish And even afterwards, of like how you're gonna like retarget them for more business or whatever. It's like it's a constant thing, but you can document that so that it's consistent across the board of every
Correct.
person that comes in contact with your business and who becomes a client or customer.
Yes, as we always hear, and everybody say, structure, systems. Well, you always saying these words,
These words.
but
Yeah,
it's so important.
branding is not just about the pretty logo and the colors and
Correct, correct.
and business cards. That means nothing if the
The business can't
experience
get your way.
if the experience isn't delightful and amazes them.
Correct. The experience is important. You see, simple as that. Experience. Yeah, you have to make the people feel comfortable. Because it's true, if you think about it, it's the same thing when somebody comes into your home, you make them comfortable. You will ask them, hey, what? Do you want some water? Do you want something to drink? You want something to eat? It's the same process. You need to make sure that the experience is awesome when they come into your business, whether it's online or in a physical brick and mortar building. Okay, yes. Oh, Lord, I'm now seeing her get in the circle. Oh, she get bumper. Internet always hating on us. Internet always hating on us. Okay, Cassia got bumped off, so I'm looking to see if she comes back on. So, hi, you lovely people. I'm waiting to see if Cassia comes back on because her internet, as I always say, always give trouble when it wants to. In the meantime, do anyone have any questions they want me to ask her when she gets back on? Oh, and I'll see her come back in. Oh gosh, your phone died. Okay. Lovely internet. See? Always have to have some excitement. So if you all have any questions, you can always add it. State it at the bottom. We are waiting on Cassia to come back on. Thus far she explained basically the same thing we have been hearing from most of our entrepreneurs, the importance of structure, the importance of systems, the importance of support, the importance of learning your lesson while you grow your business, because not everything is according to book. Sometimes you have to sit down and reevaluate, taking that time for yourself, the importance of taking that time for yourself, whether it is your spa day, you're just taking a time to just sit down and meditate. However, your self time is, that is very important. We talked about boundaries. Oh my, yes, the most important thing, boundaries. Understanding the boundaries for yourself, your business, and everything else. We talked about the importance of having a mentor or support system to help you grow, to help you. And even if you don't have a support system, at least getting an accountability partner, somebody who is a little above you to help push you so you will not keep going all the time. So we talk about a lot of great things, and she just popped back in. So we're gonna have her talk to you about some of her services that she render, where you can find her, and if she has any awesome things going on now, any new projects she's going to start. So let her take over the field right now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I am hearing you loud and clear.
Right. So I have 5% on this. So
Oh
let me
gosh,
make it quick.
make it quick.
Right. I have a top secret project, so I can't talk about that right now.
No, we're not letting that
But
out.
look out for it. What you can do to be in the know is you can go download my brand playbook, which basically shows you how to get your brand online in under 30 days.
Okay.
So yeah, you could go get that at cassiamarina.me/playbook. So yeah, there's that. And my main focus on offering right now is working with you to develop your brand online, to help give you a brand plan of action, which is my VIP day intensives. It's a 6-hour day, and we sit down and we develop and identify your branding, the systems, the content for the website, all of those different things, so that when you leave, you have a plan of action for you to implement in as fast as you want to implement it.
Okay.
And then if you want help to implement those things, then we could discuss doing that for you. But the main thing starts with working with me via a VIP intensive.
All right. See?
Because this was developed through doing this for as long as I was doing it. I've been in the field for about 10 years, and I've been working with entrepreneurs full-time since 2015. And the major things is that people they haven't identified their brand. They get a cute logo.
Correct.
They throw up a website that has no strategy, and then they wonder why it's not making any money for them.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
The websites aren't strategic. They don't know what to say on the website. They don't know how to connect with their ideal client because they don't know they have an ideal client, and a whole bunch of things. And I help you connect the dots from start to launch. And notice I say launch because the work doesn't end when you launch.
Correct. You can have
yeah. So if you would love to hear more information about that, definitely get in contact with me. You could DM me. You can send me an email at cassiamarina.me, and we could schedule a consultation where I could make this make more sense for you.
Awesome. Okay, just making sure I see no questions coming.
Yeah.
And I get on like you, and I supposed to wear my glasses, but I didn't feel like to wear it, so I have to be like squinting.
Oh, you need to wear the glasses.
Shh. Only some people know I do that madness. But it's fun. It's fun. So, guys, you know where to find her. She told you where to find her. You all make sure and get her information, get her consultation, and let's start helping each other grow the business. That's all. We just come to give you the guidelines, help you channel where you need to go. As she rightly say, if you don't find as the right fit, there are many fishes in the ocean you can choose from.
Right.
No,
I'm here to help you thrive online and grow a sustainable business.
Correct.
The teacher is the money girl, so she'll help you with, projecting that cash flow so that money could make sense. Business could make money.
Correct.
You need to know the numbers.
Correct. And you need to make sure you know where to budget it. As you rightly say, the budgeting is important. So don't be afraid. So any questions from anyone before her
Do you
batch?
see it live afterwards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you definitely will get it. Don't worry.
All right, cool, no problem.
You're welcome, dearie. So let's go before her battery die because I don't want her battery to die. So if you all have any questions, you can directly DM her and you can get all the answers. She give you all her handles. So, and then when this live done, you can always get any other information. I will leave it on the post below so you can get some of it info. Okay, so good night, everyone. And thank you all, those who come on
Thanks
after.
for having me.
You're welcome, 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 and thank you for coming. Because I know we as mummies will always have something to go do with the kiddies.
So true.
So we always, as we say, we always have to learn how to balance that, right?
Yes.
True, true, true. So good night, y'all. And
Bye.
thank you for coming on.